Has teen mom's Tyler Baltierra gone too far? It seems like it. Recently, we reported the news going around that Tyler Baltierra had been allegedly texting a teenager that she believed was a friend of her biological daughter Carly, who Caitlin had given up for adoption. In the series of texts, Caitlin had been inappropriately encouraging the quote-unquote teenager to help her contact Carly behind Carly's parents' backs. And now it appears that Tyler also has allegedly been texting a teenage friend of Carly's. In a series of leaked texts that can be found online, Tyler allegedly reached out to a friend of Carly's for various conversations, stretching from religion to Carly to the encouragement of teenage rebellion. In one text, Tyler allegedly said to the teenager, quote, "I'm happy if any specific religion fulfills the human need for spirituality. Some people get it through Buddhism, and some through Catholicism, and some get it through Calvinism. No harm, no foul. I'm just happy as long as it remains spiritually driven and not fear or shame driven. And as long as the religion doesn't shame people for their organic curiosity to ask questions. Spiritual freedom is important." End quote. The teenager then responds with, quote, "I'm not shaming you, but I think you should reach out to a church near you and ask all of these questions if you're curious. I'm not that good at explaining, and I would never claim to have all of the answers either." End quote. Tyler then responded with, quote, "I have many times, and I've read the Bible many times." End quote. This comes off like Tyler was asking this 15 or 16-year-old teenager to explain her religion to him and why she believes what she believes, while seemingly insinuating that she should be questioning it. In another set of messages, Tyler allegedly wrote, quote, "When I was 16 and being raised by addicts in poverty. So us kids always just assume that if you're Christian, you must be a good person. But unfortunately, I learned very quickly that isn't the case, and to be honest, the most cold-hearted, judgmental people I met in church. And I don't care what God you believe in. If the God you worship would refuse someone entranced to heaven because they were born loving the quote-unquote wrong gender, then that's not a God worthy of praise and worship in my opinion. And I would never question her religion or beliefs. That's not my place, because I know it's not her fault. But this is what I mean about religious indoctrination of children being ethically wrong in my opinion. Children should be taught about all of the world's religions so that they can pick which one best fits with their spiritual conscience." End quote. Tyler is clearly questioning Carly and her friend's belief in Christianity and appears to be insinuating that this young girl should be questioning it. He speaks about the indoctrination of it, which seems like a clear indication that he's trying to get this teenager to have doubts about what she was raised believing in. He even states that he wouldn't judge Carly for being religious, implying that it's not her fault because she was raised that way, which implies there's something wrong with it for there to even be fault. In another set of texts, Tyler writes, quote, "Your community sounds more and more different, that's for sure. Like I said, my suggestion for all of your kids is to go to a college that's not a Christian one. Explore this beautiful world and go beyond the town. The more diversity and exposure, the more wisdom." Just some random parental/adult advice. LOL, no harm intended with it. He allegedly stated no harm, but there was a very clear agenda there. He's clearly trying to encourage this teenager and Carly to sway away from their religion, implying there's something wrong with it that they won't see until they're out of it. Which is a little ironic, since he couldn't see that there's something very wrong with a grown man texting a teenager. In another set of texts, Tyler allegedly wrote, quote, "But I am getting some concerning information regarding Teresa and Carly's relationship from people online, so I'm obviously taking it with a grain of salt. Teresa only wanted her to be in the spotlight if it had to do with church. And her and Carly haven't been getting along for a while now. B and T have had some financial issues lately with the private school." End quote. So here Tyler is allegedly sharing gossip with a teenager who is allegedly Carly's friend. Why would he tell a 15 or 16-year-old that her friend's parents are having financial issues? He doesn't even consider the possibility that this could harm Carly. Imagine for a moment if this girl is actually Carly's friend and Carly and the girl have a falling out. This girl now has all of this private information about Carly that she could use to potentially hurt her. And as you can see, Tyler is clearly trying to vilify Teresa, Carly's mother, by claiming he's heard bad things about her. In another set of texts, Tyler writes, quote, "I told Dawn that I think it's wrong that they are willing to put her on MTV and have her talk to Dr. Drew, but not let her talk to her birth parents. It feels that Teresa cares more about how her image is as a mother and how her family looks rather than Carly's privacy, which is what I've assumed this whole time, and also what they've claimed to be such a problem for so long. We would not get to see her, no. It would just be an MTV thing with her and her family." The coincidental timing of these videos being leaked are really starting to seem more and more odd to me. So Tyler seems to be telling this teenager that Carly is potentially going to be interviewed by Dr. Drew, and he doesn't like that her parents are willing to put her on television for an interview rather than allowing Carly to be on television to talk with him and Caitlyn. What's really interesting here is that Tyler seems so concerned to talk about Carly's privacy when he's the one texting all of this private information to her alleged friend. He himself clearly doesn't seem too concerned about maintaining privacy for Carly if these texts are any indication. It would be interesting, though, if what he's saying is true and Carly ended up being interviewed by MTV. We wonder if that upsets Tyler more, because he wouldn't have control over the narrative like he and Caitlyn seemingly do now. In another set of texts, Tyler allegedly wrote, quote, "As long as she's happy," end quote. The teenager then replied with, quote, "I think she just needs time. Remember, it's just at this moment. She might not feel the same way in the future," end quote. Tyler then responds with, quote, "From the sounds of where/how she's being raised, I do have doubts that she'll change her mind in the future. But that's okay. This is her life, and all I ever wanted for her was to not be raised in the environment with all the substances and harm that me and Kate did. So mission accomplished in that regard at least," end quote. Tyler again pokes at how Carly is being raised, insinuating that there's something wrong with it. That's a common theme throughout the texts. In another set of texts, Tyler allegedly messages this teenager at least 4 times throughout various weeks and gets no reply, indicating that the teenager, doesn't want to speak to him. Yet still he writes to her. On April 19th, he allegedly wrote, quote, "I'm sorry to bother you. Just wondering if you think that she actually wants me to watch her on stage in church? I was thinking about it, and I don't want her to not go up there and sing because she knows I might be watching," end quote. On May 5th, Tyler wrote, quote, "So happy to see her singing again," end quote. On May 10th, Tyler wrote, quote, "Sorry to bother you, but the next episode is about the song/gift that Carly wanted us to have that Teresa refused to give to us unless it was all on camera. So I just wanted to give you a heads up and to look out for Carly as all of this stuff airs. Again, thank you for being her friend," end quote. On May 14th, Tyler again wrote, quote, "Really feel bad that they made Carly take her profile down," end quote. Tyler did not receive a single response to any of those text messages that he sent the teenager, yet that didn't discourage him from continuing to reach out to her. Evidently, he apparently also asked this teenager for advice in general, and when this teenager told him that Carly wanted him to stop referring to her as his daughter and simply refer to her as Carly, he made the remark that he would maybe start referring to Carly as the child that he relinquished, because clearly that upset him, and rather than refer to Carly, how she allegedly asked to be, he instead retaliated with a snarky remark. This is the same guy who claims he will do anything that Carly asks if he knows that she asked it, which clearly isn't the case.